Okay. I'm at 800 right now. It feels really slow at 800.
I know, it should. You can't control your mouse yet, bro. Lower sensitivity, the more precise you are. If you have a high DPI, yes, you can perform some actions faster, but they're inaccurate. Are you clicking them instead of using control?
No. I'm using control.
All right. Press, no. Press escape. I'm doing this annoying shit because we've got to build this up. Are you, when you're leveling up your abilities?
No, when I'm doing like the Q's my left wedding band finger.
Right.
W is my middle finger. E's my pointer finger. R is my pointer finger.
Okay. I'm just making sure because it looked janky as fuck. Well, I'm trying to get to the bottom of like, why the hell is piloting so goofy for us in particular? Click this thing off. All right, let me show you another tip. All right, ready? I'm doing all this shit because I want to speed up your gameplay. Press escape real quick. So basically what I'm trying to get you to do little things right, okay? Because at the moment, everything's just a big like, if I tell you to do something, it's going to take you half an hour to do it. Right? That's not common. Press shift. Now look, the first drill I want you to do, press A, left click near the dummy. Cool. Now, check it out. Press escape real quick. Go to game. It's on the left side. Attack move on cursor. You see that right there? Click that on. Press OK. Press A, left click near the dummy. See how fast he auto attacks? I want you to try something for me. A, left click, right click. A, left click, right click. Okay? That's the start.
Oh, I see what you're... Okay.
Right. This is how you auto attack now. Okay? You don't auto attack any other way when you play this video game. You understand?
Yeah.
You do not have to click directly on the dummy. You can A, left click anywhere next to the dummy and it's going to target it, okay? Do it faster. You saw the attack speed, right? This drill is your new best friend. You understand? What is that? Basically, on the upbeat, you're allowed to move. That's how you should be doing it. That's how your movements should be, right? A, left click, right click, A, left click, right click. Got it? Every time. This is really hard. I probably made this too hard to start, okay? But the idea is that, like, you should be moving in between each auto attack. Now, you see this, like, you get the premise of this, right? You see what's happening here? Auto, move forward, and then do a lap around the dummy. Start on the right side and do a lap. Auto as you move forward. Yes. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you go around the circle. Yep. Move to the next one. Keep moving. You see how hung up you're getting right now? Yeah. You look like a fat kid tripping over yourself. You see this? This should be smooth. That's looking better already. See the difference? Dummies seem really stupid because when when you're starting out, you're like, well, why would I ever do this? This isn't really teaching me anything, but it absolutely is. You see how you can just practice this motion? Now, when you're fighting somebody and you get into a straight up fight, this is how you're going to go into fighting by default. Okay. The exercise is you're about to gang top lane. Okay. You're going to move your camera out there. You can click your mouse towards it. Right? Hover your ult. Put your mouse over your ultimate. Now, you see that indicator? As soon as you're in range, press R twice. Yep. Land on him. Yeah, you got to press R twice. Now, do the drill. Right. Do the drill. Go in a circle. Yep. Q. You can Q off cooldown just to practice. And yes. Keep autoing. Yes. Press Shift C real quick for me. Now let's back up. Go behind the tower again. Press Shift X twice. This again resets your cooldowns. Yep. And set up the drill again. Click towards your tower. Just like you've done. Get your camera on yourself. Spacebar. You don't have to hold it. Just tap it. Now click towards the target. Hover your mouse over R. Yeah, as soon as you're in range, slam your ult into them. Do it again. Yep. Do the drill. Don't skip my autos. A left click, right click. All right. We're going to keep upping the difficulty a little bit now. So go back to the tower. Behind you. Press Shift X twice. Hopefully this is starting to become a little bit more. You're starting to figure this out. Shift X twice. Tap spacebar again. Get your camera centered. Yes, this is why we're doing this. There you go. Don't hold it. Tap your spacebar. Slide your camera forward. Like that's why you move your mouse, right? Tap spacebar again. Like get comfortable. Go back to that tower again. I'm gonna have you do uncomfortable shit for a while. Go back to the tier 2 tower behind you again. Tap your spacebar. Slide your camera forward. Tap your spacebar. Slide your camera forward. Tap your there you go. Get comfortable. You're not a fucking robot, are you? Right? Now let's move back out there. Have your ult again. Tap your spacebar. Move your camera forward. Yeah, have your ult again, and then go if you're in range. I'm trying to get you comfortable with just you go back to the tower. Yep, do it again. Move your camera forward. Tap your spacebar. Move your camera forward. Tap your spacebar. Yes. And you can move it towards the direction you're going to. Like, you don't have to go that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can slide your camera wherever the fuck. Doesn't matter. I'm just practicing, like... There you go. Now have your ult. Now go. Do the drill. Go. Hell no. Hell no. Do it again. Press Shift X twice. Yeah. Press Shift X twice. You know what's fucked up, right? You gotta auto a whole way. Auto. Come back out. Have your ult again. Go. As soon as you're in range, go. Slam it. A left click right. It's all right. A left click right click. Do the drill. Yep. What we're doing right now, this is called building muscle memory, my friend. Okay? You're gonna be uncomfortable as fuck for the next 30 minutes. But you know what's gonna happen? After you do this, you're gonna sleep on it. Go back there. I'm gonna keep up in the difficulty. You're gonna do this for a while. It's gonna be uncomfortable as fuck. You're gonna be tripping over your fingers over and over again, right? Let's try sliding our press Shift N real quick. Stop for a second. Shift N. And then spawn a practice dummy on the rift, spawn a practice dummy on mid, and spawn a practice dummy on bot lane. Now, walk back out the top, click on your mini map and the different lanes, and then tap spacebar. There you go. Yep. All right, hover our mouse over the R. Do the drill again. Go. A left click, right click. Get in that rhythm. Try again. Now. Exactly. That's actually good what you're doing. And try try panning the camera too. Just like pan it around. Like land somewhere, pan it around a little bit. Just feel comfortable. Like I can move my camera where the fuck I want, right? Like I'm fine. And try to do that while juggling, like, because you see how Nocturne's stationary? You've been doing a good job of keeping him moving across this practice. That's what I want. I want you to be able to move around while doing this stuff, right? Without getting hung up. So now we're too close for our ult, right? Try again. Now we're going to make this even more fun. Mix your stride breaker in when you land too. Yep, hover your ult. Let's go. Good. A left click, right click. You keep skipping over. It's all right. Keep trying.
That kills me.
That's all right.
I do.
It doesn't have to go one direction. Move your camera wherever the fuck. Move it behind you. Move it to the right. Like, slide your camera wherever. Like, get comfortable. Yep. You're seeing the benefit here, right? Like, you're feeling this, right? All right, let's go. Try it. All right, let's go back to the auto attack drill because we keep screwing it up. Go. Practice auto attack. A left click, right click, go.
Okay.
A left click, right click. Let him auto attack first. Let him auto attack for a second. That's your rhythm. See that? All right. So, back up. We're going to do it again. Hey, props to you for putting up with this. No,
I do. Like I said, I want to get better, man.
I'm telling you, this is the work, dude. This is it. This is the type of shit that, like, it's nebulous and no one explains it, right? Let's go. Slam it and try it. You should not be skipping over all these auto attacks. Nope. Try it again. Make sure that you land these auto attacks at the beginning. Try not to get ahead of yourself. Do it slow if you have to. Do it slow if you have to. Like, when you land, go A, left click. Like, let him auto for a second and then start kiting out. Just so you can get the feel for it. Usually when it comes to camera movement, what I do is I, like, click one direction like that. And then once I get close to the spot where I want to go, then I change it up. Yeah, just let him auto attack. There you go. That looked a little better. That looks a little better. This shit right here that you're doing, I'm telling you, this, like, auto attack and move thing, when people are running away from you, it's huge. You can also, I don't have a bot in here right now, but you can also add, like, an Udyr bot that runs around on the map. You can add one bot in these. And so if you could find him, you could also, like, practice on him when he's, like, running away from you. That's, like, another thing you can do. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And just don't be afraid. Like I said, don't be afraid to slide the camera in, like, random directions. It's more about if I needed you to move your shit around, would you be comfortable doing it? It's a lot of skipped autos. So when you go back to that dummy real quick. Yeah, let me show you. Go back to the dummy. So let me explain it to you. So when you're A left clicking like this, so go ahead and just A left click the ground. All he's doing is he just waits until he's in range. So, like, click away for the dummy for a second. Like, just go to the side of it. Yeah. Just off in Narnia for a second. And stand. Like, go stand away for a second. There you go. If you A left click, like, kind of near the dummy but not on it, watch Nocturne. He's just going to go until he can... You see what I'm saying? Let him do the animation first before you right click.
So
that's why it's A left click, right click. It's like you're letting him animate, then you move him on the upbeat, right? The upbeat being he was gonna have to recharge his animation anyways.
Oh yeah.
And so what the A left click does is basically it means that you don't have to click exactly on the dummy. That's why it's so powerful. Because imagine doing this, except you had to manually click on the dummies every time.
No, let's see it. Okay. I gotta let him do it. Let him do the animation.
Let him do the animation first, exactly. So when you're canceling him before he actually does the ability. And press A real quick so you can see. You see the range of Nocturne? Like Nocturne's range. Like when you press A.
Yeah.
Look, that's the range he has to be in. Now, there's one little detail about this that I'm omitting. When your lethal tempo is charged up, go ahead and try the drill real quick, and then I'll show you. Go ahead. Now, I want you to look at something. Go and stand in the bush for a second and let your lethal tempo wear off, okay? Now,
Yeah,
press
'cause he gets
A.
faster as it's up, right?
Well, what I'm showing you is look at the range of your auto attack. Now, let him auto attack for a second. Now, watch lethal tempo get stacked up, okay? Now, wait.
Oh, okay.
Now, press.
Yeah.
You see that circle? You see how it's wider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. See the difference? This is kind of relevant. Nocturne takes lethal tempo, but at the start, your range grows when it's stacked. That's how lethal tempo works, right? So like, you got to make sure that you understand the difference of what's happening. Yeah, there you go. Looks real janky.
I know.
But the thing is
That
like,
range for me for sure. The only time I honestly A left clicked ever was when I'm playing a bot champ, and the range is so crazy that it's, you know what I mean?
yeah, this is, well, you know, the thing is that a lot of people think that the A left click is only for ADCs. It's for everybody. It's literally like, it's the standard of how to hit auto attacks and not miss them, right? Because the reason everybody misses them is because they try to be perfectly accurate. Like, I'm not playing, like when I fight people, I move. Like most of the time I move, auto move, auto move, auto move. Like when I get into an all-in scenario, it's none of this like, you know, standing there auto attacking stuff. Everybody does it. And I want you to just crush everybody, right? I don't want you to be making that mistake. So the goal here is to like get to a point where it's more comfortable for you. Is my keys right? Yeah, they are. Right, and you can just do this to practice. Like, obviously, my attack speed is, like, tricked out all crazy, right?
Yeah, but seeing you do it kind of gave me a much better understanding of it, honestly. Because I'm trying to, like, because the attack move part of it, I'm trying to keep still close to them. But I see you can just, like, wherever you're trying to go, attack move that direction.
Right, yeah, that's exactly, that's a good way to put it, yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like, the way I do the drill is you just kind of like cheat it. I always tell people to kind of throw those abilities out. So like, say for example, there's a guy here, right? And you need to hit him with a Q. A lot of people will try to like aim at him for some reason. Does that make sense? I literally, I just go like this, like, you see what I mean? Like, I don't do this shit where it's like, oh, I gotta be pixel perfect here. Let me just, like, I don't do that, right? So when you're doing these, yeah, you throw your movement out. Yes. So it's like, see the difference?
Yeah.
See how smooth it is, even with like a crazy attack speed, right?
Yeah.
There, I misclicked a little bit, went too far, right? But the point of the dummies, like in a real game, like if the dummy was moving like this wouldn't matter, right? It's just to get you, it's just to practice precision. That's all it is. That's all it is. In a real game, this is gonna be easy as fuck. Another example of where this drill gets good value is, say a team fight breaks out, your team dies, and now you've got a bunch of enemies running at you, right? Usually what I tell people is at that point, imagine that you're running away from enemy champions, and so you're doing this type of movement as you run. Right?
Oh, yeah, okay, so every time that they step up, they're getting punished for it.
Right, and I call this, I basically say, you're trying to avoid allowing your opponent to play perfectly. The first time I realized I was really bad at this concept was I was watching a Chinese guy play Tryndamere a few years back. He was facing a Jax. He was in a situation where every time I'd face somebody who was good at Jax, I feel like I died. Okay? So he was basically, the Jax jumped on him, right? And the Jax jumped on him, and he needed to go back this way, okay? The Tryndamere. Well, the guy just kind of like you know, smooth as ever, right? He just did this. Like the Jax jumped on him. He just did this the whole way back. And ran backwards into his minions.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he barely wins. Like it's one of those situations where he like barely wins in a spot that I was just like, oh, he's dead here, right? And so it clicked with me. My problem was because like if I just ran away, I would lose the trade and like lose the lane eventually anyways. But he did it because he knew that as long as he auto attacks and moves backwards, he's going to grab the minion aggro because there's like minions here or something, right? He was going to grab the minion aggro along the way, and he was going to barely win, right? Like, he knew. It was a very good chance that he wins. So, the point is that I'm trying to make is, like, if you were to just run away in this situation, and the guy pounds on you, you allow your opponent to play perfectly. Your opponent doesn't have to consider, like, whoa, I'm actually taking damage too, right? His job becomes really easy. He can just pound on you, and you just run away. Well, that's fucking easy. But if as you're running away, you're like, all right, I'm leaving, but hey, just so you know, I'm leaving and I'm hitting you.
Right.
That's a very big difference and one that's super important in this game. And you also need to realize that, you know, League is a lot different than Dota in that when you are fighting in this game, there's no turn speeds. Watch Nocturne, okay? There's no turn speeds for Nocturne, right? He just instantly attacks, right? He could be here and he gets to hit you. See that? In Dota, even though like in Dota, for example, Nocturne would have to turn to hit you. So now that we know that the game is an arcade game, that's how we exploit it with this A left click shit. Make sense? You there?
Yeah, sorry. And to be honest, the A left click on any champ is a it's just mind opening for me because I always literally thought about it as an ADC thing.
Yeah, so another thing is when you're farming, say you've got these minions here, right? And this minion's low. Well, now you don't have to, you no longer have to click perfectly. You could just do this. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So this allows you to hit more, better farm too. Because I tell you right now, like, I'm not perfect, man. I'll misclick all the time. You're going to see me A left click. Like, if it's a hard minion, or like, if I'm just... Another thing is, like, say you're facing you've got a minion wave here, and there's a Lux back here or something, right? And you know when you go for this minion, you're going to tank an ability. Well, you don't want to farm, like, right here, right? You want to farm like this and, like, snag it and run... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if it's range, obviously, yes, you would have more range to work with to keep yourself out of damage. But that's why, like, even melee versus melee, say you're going for this minion and there's a Darius here. Good Darius player, he does this A left click shit. You go for this minion, he walks up and he A left clicks you and auto W's you every time. So this type of stuff adds up very quickly. That's why I tell people, like, A left click and just, like, click away, right? When you're, like, farming safely. Now you know what you need to work on.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Hey, I mean, I this is what I do, man. I literally, like, I specialize in fundamentals for situations like yours. So it's no problem. Now you need to be, don't overdo this. I don't want you to burn yourself out on the game, right? But I do want you to practice it, and I want you to sleep on it, and then I want you to do it again the next day that you play.
Oh, yeah. It'll be an everyday thing for me.
Right. And do it until it's like, I can fucking slide my camera. I didn't really show you. Hold on. Let me real quick before I go. I just want to make sure that I get everything out. All right, just 1 second. So real quick on the... And yeah, this will be fine. So real quick, the idea is spawn some fucking dummies in random spots. All right, move out. You could even queue along the way to the destination. right? And just get comfortable. Like, you're comfortable of with this.
And it kind of blows my mind because I've always thought of Nocturne as like an all-in on one champ, and then if there's more there.
Right. Well, I mean, this is kind of simulating what happens when you go for somebody. Right. So, like, what are they going to do when you jump on them?
Usually the back through. Well, usually everyone tries to run away when you are into somebody.
Right. So that's what this simulates. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the idea that, like, in a game,
just trying to follow it.
Right. So in a real game, what's going to happen is you're going to plop onto this fucking guy, right? So you're gonna land on him, and as you land on him, right, you're gonna kind of cue in the direction he's going, like that.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be like he's shitting and running this way, right? So yes, yep. I mean, technically, the thing is like in a real game too. I mean, say you wanna get to this guy, dude. If you hit this and you're chasing him, you would still move like this. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, because if that's your squishy in the back and you're just trying to.
Right. I mean, just get comfortable. Get comfortable with the idea of like everybody has to have a decision. That's the best way I can put it. Is like everybody needs to be under pressure. If I'm walking by you to kill your teammate, you better believe I'm hitting you. See? If you watch me play champions like Tryndamere, you'll see me do this often. Whereas, like, I'm looking at this guy and I'm hitting somebody else while I'm waiting for, like, my spin or whatever. And I'm, like, moving at him while I'm autoing people. Right? I very rarely will just stand still and auto it out. So, there you go. Fun session, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, appreciate you. Thanks for being a good sport about it and trusting it. I know it's fucking mind-numbing, but it is essential, and it is absolutely stuff that just over the years, because like people see my coaching and they're like, well, why does this guy know what the fuck he's talking about with this stuff? And it's because when I grew up, I played RTS when I was like 14. So all this stuff is just like me trying to shortcut all the stuff I picked up when I was younger learning RTS games.